Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Unholy Grounds of Hollow Hill Cemetery. Part 1: The Dare. Hollow Hill Cemetery had always been a place shrouded in mystery and dread. Its gnarled trees, moss-covered gravestones, and eerie silence cast a long shadow over the small, forgotten town of Ravenswood. Legend had it that the land upon which the cemetery rested was cursed by a vengeful witch centuries ago. People whispered tales of unexplained phenomena, ghostly apparitions, and eerie wails that echoed through the night. For years, the stories kept the townsfolk away from Hollow Hill, until one fateful evening when a group of thrill-seekers dared each other to spend the night within its cursed confines. Among them was Sarah, the fearless leader of the ghost-hunting group who had heard countless tales of the cemetery's haunted history. The dare was simple: stay in the cemetery until dawn, armed with only their courage and a collection of ghost-hunting equipment. With high hopes of capturing evidence of the supernatural, the group arrived at Hollow Hill Cemetery as the moon hung low in the sky, casting eerie shadows across the gravestones. Part 2: The Unholy Investigation. The group set up their equipment near an ancient oak tree, its branches twisted and gnarled like a macabre hand reaching out from the grave. They checked their EMF meters, infrared cameras, and voice recorders, ready to document any paranormal activity that might occur. As the night wore on, the temperature dropped, and a thick fog rolled in, obscuring the moon and plunging the cemetery into near darkness. The atmosphere grew heavy with an oppressive sense of dread, and whispers of long-forgotten sins seemed to linger in the air. Sarah, determined to confront the spirits rumored to haunt the cemetery, began to ask questions aloud. "Is there anyone here with us?" Her voice quivered, but she held her ground. Suddenly, the EMF meter spiked, and a cold breeze cut through the stillness. The group huddled together, fear coursing through their veins. Shadows danced among the tombstones, and disembodied voices seemed to call out from the darkness. Sarah's determination gave way to an overwhelming sense of unease as she realized they might have awakened something malevolent. Part 3: The Vengeful Awakening. As the night progressed, the group's attempts to communicate with the spirits grew more desperate. They begged for a sign, for some indication that they were not alone in the cemetery's cold embrace. In response, the air grew colder, and the ground beneath them seemed to shift and tremble. Then, from the depths of the cemetery, a mournful wail pierced the night. It was a sound unlike anything they had ever heard, a chilling mix of sorrow and rage. As the wail grew louder, the group's equipment went haywire, lights flickering, and cameras capturing fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures. Panic set in as the spirits of Hollow Hill Cemetery revealed themselves. Apparitions of tormented souls clad in tattered funeral attire emerged from the mist, their eyes burning with an otherworldly fury. It became clear that these vengeful spirits sought retribution for sins long forgotten, sins that had bound them to this unholy ground. Part 4: The Descent into Darkness. The group attempted to flee, but the spirits were relentless. They could feel the icy grip of spectral hands closing in around them. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she realized the dire nature of their situation. They had unwittingly unleashed a malevolent force, and now they were paying the price. Desperation led them deeper into the cemetery through a tangled labyrinth of headstones and ancient crypts. The spirits pursued them with an eerie determination, whispering their grievances and curses. It was as if the very earth beneath their feet conspired to keep them trapped within Hollow Hill. As the first rays of dawn began to break over the horizon, the spirits' power waned, and they retreated into the shadows. The group, battered and shaken, emerged from the cursed cemetery, their ghost-hunting equipment in ruins, and their souls forever scarred by the horrors they had witnessed. Hollow Hill Cemetery had exacted its revenge, leaving a chilling warning to all who dared to disturb its unholy grounds. The town of Ravenswood would never be the same, haunted by the dark secrets buried beneath the tombstones and the vengeful spirits that lurked within. Part 5: The Lingering Fear. The group stumbled out of Hollow Hill Cemetery, gasping for breath and clutching their chests, their faces drained of color. As they re-entered the town of Ravenswood, the sun's gentle rays began to warm their chilled bodies, providing a stark contrast to the icy grip of terror that still clung to their souls. Sarah knew that their lives had changed forever. The haunting memories of that fateful night would torment their dreams and haunt their waking hours. They had unwittingly unlocked the gates to a world of darkness and despair, and there was no going back. In the days that followed, they attempted to make sense of the horrors they had witnessed. They scoured historical records, seeking answers to the cemetery's cursed past. What they discovered sent shivers down their spines. It turned out that Hollow Hill Cemetery had been built upon the resting place of a coven of witches who had been falsely accused and executed for their supposed crimes. Their souls, tormented by the injustice of their deaths, had remained bound to the cursed land, seeking revenge on any who dared to trespass. Part 6: The Cursed Legacy. Despite their newfound knowledge, the group could not escape the repercussions of their ill-fated investigation. One by one, they began to experience bizarre and terrifying occurrences. Objects moved on their own, strange symbols appeared on their skin, and they heard whispered threats in the dead of night. Desperate for a solution, they sought the help of paranormal experts, who advised them to perform a cleansing ritual to appease the vengeful spirits. The ritual was performed with utmost caution, using ancient incantations and offerings to the restless souls. As the ritual concluded, the air grew still, and a sense of peace settled over Hollow Hill Cemetery. However, the group's experiences had left them forever changed. They had peered into the abyss of the supernatural, and it had left an indelible mark on their lives. They had come face to face with the vengeful spirits of Hollow Hill Cemetery, and although the curse had been appeased, the haunting memories would forever be etched into their souls. Part 7: The Warning. The group vowed never to speak of their harrowing experience, for fear that their story would draw others to the cursed grounds of Hollow Hill Cemetery. They had learned a valuable lesson about the power of the supernatural, a lesson that came at a great cost. As the years passed, the town of Ravenswood continued to live in the shadow of Hollow Hill Cemetery. The tales of vengeful spirits and cursed witches became the stuff of legend, whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones. The cemetery remained a place untouched by time, a reminder of the darkness that could be awakened by the curiosity of the living. And so, the legend of the unholy grounds of Hollow Hill Cemetery lived on, a cautionary tale of the perils of delving too deeply into the mysteries of the supernatural. For those who dared to visit the cemetery, the spirit's warning echoed in the wind. Beware the curse of Hollow Hill, for it is a darkness that can never truly be laid to rest. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.